So there it is, guys. I went with the POR15 to paint the engine bay. Spoke to a lot of people here locally, some auto supply shops and paint places. They all recommended that if you wanted to actually protect the car just as well as an epoxy primer, you can go ahead and do this. POR is paint over rust. I have the gloss black, and this is a rust preventative industrial coating. I basically prepped everything the same way as the instructions. I kind of had a thought that I was going to do this in the beginning, so I already did the metal prep by POR, and that's been drying for a few days. You do want to wear gloves with this. This will stick onto your skin and it'll stay on for a good week or two. This is the liter almost. This is 946 mil. This should do at least my 4 coats in my engine bay and all the parts that I need with it. I might even have a little bit extra that can do some on the underbody as well. So I moved my POR into a separate container. The reason why you transfer it into a separate cup is because if you do use the POR and you do pour it, put the lid back on, you will not get that lid back off. So make sure that you take your time when transferring it. I used like a small little measuring cup, like 1/3 of a cup, to like scoop it and put it in here. I'm also using these foam paint brushes to apply it. I have a bigger one and I have a smaller one. I'll be using the smaller one I think at first, and we'll see how everything goes. Also guys, wear gloves. Let's paint. So there it is after 4 coats. Wheelhouse area looking pretty good compared to before. I'm thinking next I'm going to start working on the rear end, getting the trailing arms off. I'll start that in the morning. The 14 mil we're going to release from the subframe. So I also went ahead and removed the 14 mil bolt from the tow arm. We have to remove the 17 mil bolts on the bushing. As you can see here on that bushing bolt, it's completely rotted through. This vehicle has to be safe, so I'm gonna have to figure out what I have to do to make this work. I actually have to cut this bolt off, and then I'm gonna drop the rest of the trailing arm. It's also happened on this side as well, but it doesn't appear that there's as much of a rot problem as it was on the other side, but this bolt is spinning. I'm gonna take some time and research this and figure out what my options are, and I'll go from there. The vehicle underneath has quite a bit of rust. I didn't experience the same problem on that side. The bolt has spun as well, so I have to come through the top end of the car. Yes. I'm gonna have to come from the top end of the vehicle. My guess is that it's gonna be somewhere in this pocket here, so what I'm actually gonna try and do is see if I can drill a hole from the bottom up through so I can get an exact spot and then nicely cut it out without structurally affecting the seat belt. It's a little bit of work for a project like this, but I think I'll be able to make it as good as it was before when when the car rolled off the line. Maybe not exactly, but I'll see if I can weld in a thicker piece and see if I can get this problem resolved. So I'm probably going to see if I can work on that this evening. I might do another video showing some information on that, but yeah, let's see what we can come up with. Then I'll have to go to the metal supermarket store here in London and see if I can find some rectangular tubing. I'm debating on what I'm going to do, but I'm going to look at the pictures that I took and see what I can do from there, and then we'll get this fixed. Here's what I'll be working on, guys. So I've already gone ahead and actually cut out a piece where it actually connects for the bushing bolts for the trailing arm. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use one of these 1 3/4. This should be plenty strong because this is a 100 wall, and what I have up here is less than like 080, so it'll do the job for sure. And then from the top I'll be able to put the bolt on there and weld from the top once everything's pretty much bolted in. Then it'll just go in here nicely. This will look real clean when it'll actually go in there. And it sits, it doesn't look like it sits flush because I had to like bend out a little bit of the metal to get it in there, but it will weld in there nicely and it'll be part of the frame once again, nice and clean looking. And these little pockets here, right here, I'll fill those in. The most important thing is prepping this as much as you can, trying to get this back to bare metal so we can get some good contacts when we're welding. I do actually have another piece that's actually going to cover all the way down to here, where this basically this flange kind of is, where it used to have this metal. I've grinded everything down from here to here. There's going to be an L bracket in this pocket here connecting to here, and it'll just clean everything up, make this look, you know, pretty much stock as it was from the factory. Not exactly, but kind of what I'm going to make it look like. And I'm going to do a little bit more prep on this, try and get some of this rust out of here, just to make it easier for when I do go in there and throw in some spray, because I'm going to try and convert some of that rust as well, so we don't have this problem happening in the future, but it's looking good. So that's what we're looking like from the inside here. Honestly, maybe not the greatest welds, don't get me wrong, so I'm not too proud of those, but I know that this is going to be strong enough for the job. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the plate, the L bracket plate. It's basically going to look similar to what this did over here before. It's going to come all the way across, do a little loop around here, and it's going to pretty much just cover up everything in here, and this will be nicely sealed. Here's the next piece that's going in. Next, I'm just going to kind of notch this out so I can push this forward into it. Gone ahead and made my piece that's going to slot in. It's going to go up just like this. So I've rounded off the corners so I can make my welds a lot easier, and it'll just help everything look a lot cleaner. So I'll show you how it looks here. So let's get this popped in. So this goes up right in, and then nicely in place, just like that. So on the front here, it looks like that. That's what it's looking like. I've seen some repairs on YouTube of some people doing this, and I don't think they do as good of a job. And I'm not saying that this is a great job, but you know, for at home and having the tools, and this is strong. so it's gonna last. Other than that, guys, that's probably gonna be it for today. I still have to do the back end, but it's getting pretty late and I gotta go to work in the morning. Oh. Whoa. So yeah, I was doing the video initially when I was just taking things apart, and you know, I just kind of ran into that problem, and I think I got to do the same thing for the other side, so hopefully the other side is a little easier with the better metal at least, so I can make that a lot easier for myself. It's been tedious, you know, and making with what I got here material wise, and I think everything's coming out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with everything so far, and I'm just going to keep on working at it. So appreciate you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.